uninterrupted speed is the order of the day, every day. Watch these cases of empties whiz along on their way to the storage area below. Traffic cops avoid collisions at these busy intersections, so several street trucks may unload at the same time. As soon as one feeder line empties, swish goes the control, and the next line flows through. As these cases travel on their way, you will see several ingenious devices and arrangements developed by Lamson engineers. What's this? An automatic flipper that dumps straws and such from the bottles. On their merry way they go, only to be snatched from the case, which stays right on the conveyor to meet the filled bottles at the finish line. What's this? Out go the bottles. Did you ever see a neater way to clean dirt and stuff from cases? Up a belt conveyor, a somersault, and there you have it. Clever fellows, these engineers. The cases are righted and meet the fills with split-second timing, and they're on their way over belt and roller gravity conveyors and into trucks again. Here, too, deflectors switch cases to several loading lines. These know-how boys never miss a trick. Repaired cases are brought to the filling department on this overhead conveyor. It merely means the application of well-learned principles of industrial routing and design know-how to solve any tough handling problem. Empty cartons flow at high speed from forming machines up a 45-degree incline to filling positions. A gentle squeeze by two belts along the sides make positive uninterrupted delivery of cartons of many sizes. Belt conveyors overhead bring products to the filling area to meet the cartons. With many products and twice as many sizes to coordinate, it requires accurate timing and handling knowledge, gained only from long experience to conceive and build such a precision system. Empty cartons coming from one direction, filled cartons speeding by in the opposite direction, products arriving from still another may appear complex, but it is merely engineered to provide the client with predetermined advantages. This general view shows one production line. There are several in this modern, efficient plant. The entire layout is so flexibly designed that machines of different types can quickly be inserted into the system when needed for the many types and sizes being handled. Delivery trucks must be served pronto and with the right assortment and quantity of beer or ale, quarts, stubbies, cans, throwaways, and so forth. Utilizing less space, the conveyor system made it possible to store 50% more cases and at the same time provided for a 100% run-through where no rehandling of cases is required. A system of live roll conveyors at a convenient working level provide easy load and unload when necessary, but permitting thousands of cases in live storage on the conveyors to be switched by dispatcher from 4 main storage lines to any one of 5 outgoing lines. The dispatcher sets the quantity dial, pulls the switching lever, and the right number of cases flow down the right line to the loading area. An enormous volume is handled speedily and without confusion or congestion at the lowest possible cost. The extreme flexibility of overhead chain conveyors that can turn in horizontal and vertical directions and can be installed to extreme lengths of travel, frequently as much as 2 miles, make this type of conveyor the best way to lick many problems. Transporting enormous quantities of nylon thread that must be kept clean through the plant was the problem solved with overhead chain. The design of these carriers with a top shield guards these valuable loads from possible damage, and the umbrella effect prevents normal dust and dirt from spoiling the thread. Operating in tight corners, around sharp turns, through congested areas, up high over valuable production space, dipping low to load and unload are only some of the advantages of correctly installed overhead conveyors. Now, here's a bit of well-applied know-how. Empty spools must be returned to receive their next load of nylon thread. This smaller type of overhead chain, equipped with flat hooks that pass over a simple plate in the path of travel, nudge the empty spools off and down a chute to take up their mission in life, carrying thread to the weavers. Sure, it all looks simple now, but before this problem was licked, real engineering, or let us say Lamson engineering, was applied. Continuing our trip to other plants that are enjoying the benefits of engineered materials handling with Lamson conveyors, we find International Harvester, where large, bulky, hard-to-handle loads always present a tough handling problem. In this modern warehouse, you see hundreds of parts of different sizes, shapes, and weights, from bolts to bulldozer plates, being easily handled and at much less cost than with previous methods. It's no trick. Lamson engineers simply got all the facts, number of parts, volume, selection, and travel time, and here's the answer: an overhead tow conveyor system. Joe can fill his order with ease and dispatch. Simply unhook a car at the location needed, pick out ordered parts, place them on the truck, hook onto the conveyor, presto! Joe has that order on its way. No long hauls that are burdensome and slow. Double decks, double the loads, and make for easier, more orderly loading. Hooking on is a cinch, quicker than lighting up your favorite cigarette. The simple design and positive transfer of power build long, uninterrupted service into these conveyors. And now here in the shipping area, trucks run alongside roller gravity and live roll conveyors at a convenient working level to make it easy on the packers and help speed needed parts to anxious users. Talk about precision work. Well, you could properly call this installation a watchmaker's job. The wonder drugs, such as streptomycin and penicillin, that travel along this conveyor to be capped, must remain sterile at all times. These tiny bottles presented a problem that had to be solved, and right, too. As they hurry along this adjustable stainless steel belt conveyor, their special caps are put in place by these dexterous, sterile fingers. Handling penicillin or paper is all in a day's work for Lamson engineers, who are used to solving tough problems. From tiny vials to 2-ton rolls require entirely different techniques in handling equipment. But the basic problem never changes. They must be moved from where they are to where they are needed in the least possible time, at the least cost, and without damage to product. These giant rolls enter this automatic loading device, which deposits them on the descending vertical conveyor en route to real room level. Off they roll, and the cushioned backstop centers them on the floor-level belt conveyor. This 2-ton roll no sooner hits this turntable than a 90-degree turn is accomplished. Sure, building arrangement required a turn. This is one neat way to do it. Rolls entering the turntable contact limit switches that control its action to prevent another roll from entering until the turntable is in position to receive it. Mechanical problems are involved in handling rolls of this weight, particularly in transferring them from one conveyor to another. Foot-pounds of energy of a 2-ton roll traveling at even a slow speed must be carefully considered. Look at this 2-ton tosser. Would you know of a better way to toss these behemoths to one side and right into storage? Here are the things that give the newsprint life. Stereotype plates are costly to replace as a result of damage, and therefore must be handled with the gentleness of a baby. All contact points must be on the extreme edges or on the inside. These two casting machines feed into a single conveyor line with a traffic device that prevents collision on their trip to the press room below. Riding the saddle of this iron horse-like veterans, they are transferred to the vertical conveyor for the descent. At the press room level, they hurry as if late for the last edition. Automatically discharged to the moving roller chain that permits plates to travel twice as fast as the speed of the conveyor. Installed flush with the floor, this conveyor frees floor area for passage of pressmen. Printing is only one of the many problems in this industry. Another big one is handling. And we'll show you how a conspiracy between Crowell Collier, production men, and Lamson engineers soon licked high-cost handling. Even a glimpse at this installation will prove that it takes honest-to-goodness material handling know-how to deliver the goods. The overhead chain carries bundles of magazines to the trimmers. After a good trimming, they travel to an automatic loader that deposits them accurately into the cars passing beneath. Again, that know-how we've been telling you about came into its own. The cars on this conveyor keep the stacked books as neat as you please. Upgrade or downgrade, they maintain their level and never a leaf is ruffled. And see how cleverly this conveyor worms its way around the wall obstruction. Magazines pass by operators who reverse stack the trimmer lifts on the carousel conveyor, serving the packers. Packaged magazines travel over roller gravity and belt conveyors to trucks and freight cars. As soon as one end of a car is loaded, the curve is reversed to literally pour a stream of magazines into the other end. This line feeds magazines over portable sections all the way into a street truck. As truck is loaded, sections are easily removed so that loaders have a minimum of lift and carry. Magazines in mail bags, too, take the chutes to car or truck on their way to readers all over the world. The problem here? To move pallet loads between floors. This time, vertical reciprocating conveyors did the job. Fully equipped with control devices, these conveyors take pallet loads from horizontal conveyors in either direction and discharge them without attention at another level. While truck operators remove pallet loads, they interrupt an electric I-beam that prevents the horizontal conveyor from starting while the forks are inserted into the pallet. An electric control mechanism prevents discharge of loads when receiving conveyor is full. As soon as the line will receive another load, the vertical conveyor goes into operation. The problem of handling incoming drums and providing live storage for thousands of filled drums of many different types and grades of oil was not a quick one to solve. Armed with all the facts and dozens of worksheets, the engineers took to their drawing boards. The result? This amazing system. This bridge-type conveyor across the trucking yard is now being lowered into position. The electric contact is made, and drums start their journey through the filling operation and into storage or straight to shipping. In this filling area, drums enter from one side and, when filled, depart from the other on their way to storage or shipment. Drums transfer smoothly and easily around a right-angle corner, being facilitated by horizontally mounted rolls at the junction point. Transfers are accomplished without delay, and even when one might hesitate, succeeding drums push it along. Drums are on their way to storage. Notice this portable roller gravity section that may be rolled out of the line to permit cross-truck traffic. Drums may be carried on roller gravity conveyors for short distances, but power-driven conveyors are best to control the speed of heavy loads on long runs. Full drums weighing 500 pounds are carried here on a roller flight conveyor at a speed of 8 per minute. Due to free turning rolls, the drums travel at just double the speed of the conveyor. A remotely controlled deflector switches drums to the barge loading dock, or permits them to pass straight through to storage. With the label on the drumhead denoting destination, an operator merely pushes a button to actuate the deflector. Note the construction of the roller flight conveyor with safety steel step plates between rolls, permitting safe passage of operators across the conveyor. In this vast storage area, various grades of oil are stored, each on its individual line. The operators are now filling an order with many drums of different grades. Conveyors are reversible to provide maximum flexibility in loading out to various shipping points. With a gentle push, these 500-pound drums are dispatched to the main line conveyor. Now, here's a simple roller chain deflector that is quickly put in place to switch drums from a main line conveyor to a storage line. Another example of engineering enterprise. Easy does it is often the answer to many a problem. Drums will now travel in the reverse direction from the spur line back to the main line, where another deflector